you're anything like me, then you're constantly confused by the world. Like the existence of the all-red Rubik's Cube. I mean, I guess it's kind of fun. What? And everyone experiences the world differently. Some people have brown hair, some people are short, and some people have that enzyme in their saliva that makes coriander taste like soap. Wait, but the most tragic genetic lottery of all has got to be lactose intolerance. And I have a confession to make. I'm one of those people. Why? Thankfully, my symptoms are pretty mild, so I don't let it stop me. God, I love milk. But I was wondering what I could do to improve my lactose tolerance, and so I've decided to share my findings with the world. Apparently, milk was first invented over 10,000 years ago by John Milk, who, while enjoying a nice Kit Kat chunky, thought to himself, I wish I could drink this. And thus, chocolate milk was created. Some years later, John Ham grew jealous of John Milk and caused a chocolate shortage. And so humanity had to make chalky milk without any chocolate, which was such a shock to our bodies, our stomachs started fighting back against us and... Oh, wait, sorry, this isn't Google. When we drink milk, the lactose is broken down in the small intestine by an enzyme called lactase. And then some years later, after we graduate from being a baby, an event takes place called an epigenetic modification. That is basically a guy walking through your DNA code and going... And all of a sudden, no more milk for you. But some people's guy just never flips the switch. And that's how some people can tolerate lactose and some people can't. The most shocking part to me is that it is actually normal for the guy to turn off the switch. Like that's what is supposed to happen. Scientists have been doing studies to figure out why, and so far, they don't know. But for all mammals, as we get older, our body is supposed to just stop letting us tolerate lactose. I guess maybe it's supposed to stop us from competing with babies for their only food source. But like, come on, Mom, those are my Pokemon cards. I know I'm 40, but they're still really important to me. Don't just donate them, Mom. Why? The funny thing is that scientists have been able to analyze a bunch of old pottery fragments to discover that humans have been drinking milk for at least 10,000 years, but also that we only started to be able to tolerate it around 5,000 years ago. Which means that as tragic as it is for us lactose intolerant girlies, at least we know that we're all in this together. Troy Bolton! So how is it that some people get to keep tolerating it while others don't? Globally, around 2/3 of the world's population is lactose intolerant. But over in northwestern Europe, about 95% of the population are lactose tolerant. Humans around the world have been drinking milk for thousands of years, and somehow these guys are the only ones who get to live like this. After doing some searching around, it seems that this is also something that nobody has a definitive answer for. However, there is a general consensus that it is most likely the result of some exceptional stresses, like a combination of famine and pathogens that cause people to rely heavily on dairy consumption to survive, and so the people who couldn't swag it out just faded away. A man named Professor Evershed from the University of Bristol corroborates this claim by stating that in order for a genetic mutation to evolve at this rate, something would have had to kill everyone else. So apparently, the ability to tolerate lactose is actually a mutation. But thankfully, it's a dominant gene, so at least we have hope for a more universally milky future. But what can we do for ourselves right now? There are apparently some probiotics and things out there that aim to make your remaining lactase enzymes stronger. And there's also evidence to suggest that consistent low-level exposure to dairy will help as well. Neither of these will fix the problem entirely, but take some comfort in knowing that there are teams of researchers out there dedicating their lives to figuring out how to make sure that you can have a chalky milk without your tummy hurting afterwards. But if you're still after a permanent solution that will work right away, then here it is. Be a baby. Or Norwegian. Disclaimer, this is not medical advice. I'm just a goofy little man with too much time on my hands. If you take anything I say at face value and you die, then please don't go sue me. Okay, bye, love.